Welcome Electric Tribe, it is MattManectric here, and we are back for episode 62 of BattleSpot Singles. And we are of course with our Trick Room Aurora Veil team, with lots of bulk and lots of slowness, with a Garchomp thrown in there too. And it's a very interesting first team we have got for the first game. It's an Emolga, a Mantine, a Dusclops, a Dragalge, a Roserade, and a Lucario. Very, very interesting team. And just straight up, I'm loving Ninetales in this fight. I am loving it. I think it could be such a good lead. Now, for those of you that have never fought against a Mantine before or never used it in a playthrough, Mantine has a base 140 special defense. So this thing can take hits. It can seriously take a hit. So, looking at it, he's got quite a few things weak to Rhyperior as well. So it's looking likely for me that I'm gonna lead with Ninetales. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna take it back. I'm actually gonna lead Slowbro and have Rhyperior in the back. Now, he doesn't have the fastest team in the world, but he doesn't have the slowest team in the world. It's a little bit of a mix. The Dusclops and Dragalge are both very slow, but then you've got the potential Mega Lucario and Emolga, which are very, very fast. You know what, take it back. We're gonna go with Ninetales. We're gonna go Ninetales, and we're gonna go with... Do I go Garchomp? I think I'm going to go Garchomp. Since we're not running Trick Room, it's okay that I go Garchomp. Let's go for it. I think there's a t-shirt behind me. Go away. Chair. So, Mr. Person, what are you leading with? It's probably going to be the Emolga, to be honest. It will probably be Emolga. Obviously, you can use it as a scout, maybe choice specs and just Volt Switch out there. Alternatively, you can give it U-turn as well. It does get both of them. It is going to be the Emolga lead. Not really sure what it's going to do. Gotta be honest, not really sure. However, I don't even know what Emolga's speed stat is, so let's just look that up quickly. Emolga's speed is 103, so we will actually get the Aurora Veil off before it can really do anything, which is fantastic. And the following turn, if it wants to go for a bit of a shenanigans move, we can encore it. If it wants to... It can fake out, actually. I think it gets fake out. If it wants to say... I don't even know. I've got no idea what it's going to do. Might Nuzzle? Maybe? Nuzzle would be annoying. If it's Focus Sash, the Sash is going to be broken. Or it won't be broken, actually, because he's going to Volt Switch out of there. Or we can see a Life Orb when there's no Life Orb. So it could well be Focus Sashed. It could be Focus Sashed.
I repeat things for emphasis. Emphasis!
But that Volt Switch did moderate damage, considering the Aurora Veil is up. Lucario is going to come in, however. Now, this thing is a little bit of an issue. It is a slight problem for Ninetales here. We will probably get one shot by a Bullet Punch. So, do I go into Rhyperior this turn? No, I think Garchomp's probably the safer play for me. The problem is, when I went in with Garchomp, do I Earthquake the Lucario straight up? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know, it depends on what Lucario wants to do, really. It's a bit of a decision. Because we're not running a Rock-type move on Garchomp, or a Fire-type move, I actually thought I was running Fire Blast in this thing, but apparently I wasn't. I said it in a couple of episodes ago as well. I thought we were running Fire Blast. I might have to change the Lucario, sorry, the Garchomp, and stick Fire Blast on it. Because this team does have a lack of Fire-type moves, you've only got the one on Rhyperior being Fire Punch. And I think that's why this team might struggle with Sizzle. Struggles a little bit with Ferrothorn. I mean, not really with Ferrothorn, because you do have the Heracross, but you see what I mean. So I'm very, very tempted to put Fire Blast on the Garchomp, or even Fire Fang. Just something to do with Steel types, but better. That, of course... Well, not Steel type. Yeah, Steel type. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. You get the idea. So... Lucario is going to Mega Evolve. Are we going to see the Bullet Punch that I'm expecting? We're going to see a Sword stance. Now, my opponent here could predict me to Earthquake and go out into Emolga. However, he might not think my Garchomp is Choice Scarfed. Although the way I have brought it in, he should think it's Choice Scarfed. But he might think Lucario's got enough in his locker to be able to Oko Garchomp. Or he might be running the random Ice Punch on Mega Lucario. We'll have to see. I am going to go for the Earthquake. I am going to go for an Earthquake. I do want to get Rhyperior in when I can, though. I really do. But I'm not going to mess around with this Lucario, because I know it's a threat. Lucario generally doesn't do too much to me, but it's got a very high speed stat. It's got a very, well, not very high speed stat, but it's fast, and it's got a very high attack stat. So, especially with the Sword Stance up and adaptability, I do not want to mess around with this thing. I want it gone. So, I'm not going to make a prediction. Just going straight for the Earthquake. Just try and get rid of this thing, or at least make it switch out and force it to lose its Sword Stance. So he is going to withdraw and go out into a Mulga, I presume. Yeah, so that is the correct play by my opponent. That's fair enough, as we do go for the Earthquake. Now, at this stage, this actually gives me a really nice opportunity to go into Rhyperior, as he will most likely Volt Switch. Or even he could Hidden Power Ice, and if he does Hidden Power Ice, I wouldn't think that would do that much damage, to be honest. I don't think it would do too much. And it would activate Rhyperior's weakness policy. So, let us go for that. Bring in the Rhyperior. He's going to just straight up withdraw the Emolga, go out into Lucario. See, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stay in and see if I can take the close combat. I don't know if I can, but with Aurora Veil up and with Solid Rock being Rhyperior's ability, I think we can, you know. I think we can. And I'm going to go for a Fire Punch instead of going for an Earthquake in case he wants to go out into the Emolga. Because a Fire Punch with Weakness Policy activated will definitely knock out Lucario. Can we take the close combat? Aura Sphere, I think, is a bit more debatable. Close combat, I think we'll take. And we reckon it's probably a physical Lucario as well, because we did, of course, see the Sword Stance. So, be interesting. It will be interesting. And while I wait for my opponent to make a move, I'm just going to say, videos will stay the same next week. However, there'll be no streams as I am away for the week. I'll talk a little bit about it at the end of the episode. But I just thought I'd say that in your mind and I'll just explain a few things towards the end. But the opponent, a little bit unsure of what he's going to see from Rhyperior. Maybe he's expecting to see a Rock Polish from my Rhyperior. Am I going to collect that Earthquake button? Of course, we know we have gone for the Fire Punch in case he goes out into a Mulga. If he goes out into a Mulga, oh, he looks like he is going to go into a Mulga. He does, as we go for the big Fire Punch. And that should do a decent chunk of damage. Not quite a knockout. Not quite a knockout. But it's decent. Now, I could see him going for a Hidden Power Ice here. Wouldn't do very much damage. But I'm going to go for, I'm just, you know, we've got no problem with Rhyperior just going for Fire Punch. It seems like he's struggling to find switches into Rhyperior. So, I mean, judging by that, we can probably make a prediction on what his third Pokemon is. Unless he's just sacrificing his Emolga here to get a free switch in. Maybe back into the Lucario. But he had the free switch into the Lucario then, but he chose to switch. My opponent's certainly finding it difficult to work out through the ball. Maybe he's just trying to stall out the Aurora Veil. That is another possibility. In fact, that is most likely what he's trying to do. But Fire Punch from Rhyperior is going to knock out Emolga. It's probably going to knock out Lucario as well. As he goes into Dusclops. Very, very interesting here. From my opponent going into it. As we go for the Fire Punch. Very, very interesting. I'm going to go into Ninetales here, predicting a Will-O-Wisp. We can Encore him into the Will-O-Wisp. Get an Aurora Veil back up, set the Hail up again, and see if we can try and take this game. I mean, I'm not really sure what Dusclops is going to do. Generally, Dusclops is there to set up Trick Room, but obviously when you've got an Emolga and a Mega Lucario, you're not going to be setting up Trick Room. So, I mean, if he wants to set up Trick Room, I wouldn't be too disappointed. Gonna have to be honest with you, I wouldn't be disappointed. Because, flipping Rhyperior would run through this team like a lorry through a brick house. No, it wouldn't be a lorry through a brick house, Matt. It would be a lorry through a shed. It's a bit better, isn't it? Is that an Earthquake coming out from the Dusclops? It is. It's doing absolutely no damage. Which have stayed in now. It looks like Aurora Veil still has one more turn. So I'm going to go for the Moonblast to catch the oncoming Lucario. Because Lucario won't take a Moonblast particularly well. Looks like he is switching. He's going to sack off the Emolga, so that's fair play to my opponent. Obviously wanting a free switch into Lucario. Let's go for the Moonblast. Now, I've got a decision to make. He's going to go into Lucario here. Do we predict the Sword Stance on the Switch? I think we do. I think that would be a very, very smart play from us to predict him to Sword Stance, lock him into Sword Stance, unless he just wants my Ninetales gone, which is another possibility. It's a difficult decision. It is a difficult decision. I'm going to take the risk, because then that will pretty much just assure me the game. I mean, it will guarantee another Waterfall going up. It guarantees us pretty much being able to deal with this Lucario pretty easily. If Ninetales goes down, we can go through a backup plan. And now he's lost his flying type. Earthquake will hit everything on the team. So let's go for the Encore and predict the Sword Dance. So he does just go straight for the close combat, which I am absolutely fine with. Ninetales, you know what? You've troubled our opponent. You have seriously troubled the opponent. And I am more than happy with what you've been able to do this game. You've really forced him into switching out, or into making switches that he's not really wanted to do. Just to stall out the Aurora Vow. And it is unfortunate to lose Ninetales in that way, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. With Lucario still in the field then, let's click Earthquake with our Scarf Garchomp. The Earthquake plus Hail damage should do enough damage to knock out the Dusclops from the range of HP it is at. I would like to think. 2 Earthquakes. And if that is the case, then it is well and truly game over. How much can we really do with an Earthquake? Now, Dusclops has a very, very high defensive stats, but not very high HP. See, if he Will-O-Wisps here, that puts me in a situation. But at the same time, he could Pain Split. And that would be horrible. I'm going to have to go into Rhyperior here. I don't think I've got a choice. Now, Rhyperior has a higher attack stat than Garchomp, I think. So we would be dealing more. But I can't afford Garchomp to lose a lot of HP, but otherwise it will be prone to a Bullet Punch. We're going to see an Ice Punch from this Dusclops, which is amazing, because this means Weakness Policy is activated, and we can run through this Dusclops and just annihilate it with an Earthquake. Let go, Rhyperior. That is the game. I don't understand my opponent's set for Dusclops. Ice Punch and Earthquake. It's a very, very strange moveset. Dusclops will go down to this Earthquake. Rhyperior will go down to a close combat. And then Garchomp will take out Lucario with an Earthquake. And that will be the game. Hopefully. Don't like counting my chickens before they hatch, but surely that's the game there. Surely it is done. I think we played that game very well. Like I said, the Dusclops was a very, very interesting set. I'm not sure if I agree with running that kind of set. I think you're better off running with Dusk Noir if you're going to try and do that. Close combat will take out Rhyperior, undoubtedly, but that only assures us the win because the defenses are dropped, which does confirm that Earthquake will take out the Lucario. And thank you very much for the victory, my friend. So while we are just going up the remaining turns of this battle, let's just talk about the question of the day. What is your favourite Alolan Guardian? Now, this can be competitively, it can be the look, it can be the typing, it can be through whatever you deem suitable to be your favourite. So you got the Tapu Koko, the Tapu Lele, the Tapu Bulu, and the Tapu Fini. Mine personally is Tapu Lele. I think its ability to set up the Psychic Terrain is incredible to block priority moves. It's annoying as hell and I hate it, but at the same time I love it when I'm using it and it works so well for me. If you came to a recent stream, which would have been Wednesday stream, you'd see me utilize Psychic Terrain loads. The Psychic boosted in Psychic Terrain is ridiculous power. Lobbing the Choice Specs on it is even more power. It's absolutely phenomenal. So that's personally my favourite. So let me know yours in the comments below. And let's jump into our second game of the episode then. That game seemed to last forever. It was a very long game, wasn't it? I mean, we're 15 minutes into the episode. We've only done one game. Normally we've got 2 games done by now. Flipping now. But this team, I'm very much enjoying this team. Of course, as always, the export link to play with it on Showdown is in the description, so you can go and play with it if you want to have a little look at it. But like I say, some changes I'm thinking of. Maybe Fire Blast and Garchomp. Maybe something else to deal with Steel types, because we don't really have much for Steel types. There's something else that we struggle with as well, and I can't remember what it is. A type I can't remember. But we struggled with that. However, going into next week's episodes, there will be no changes to the team. I just don't have to. I'm not even going to bother putting Fire Blast on Garchomp because I don't think it's the right nature. I think it's a jolly nature, and I want it to be a naive nature for running Fire Blast. So, or whatever the other one is, naive, or the one that increases speed but decreases defense. I can't think what it is. But that. Speaking of the Tapus, we've got 2 in our next battle. Just rounding off what I was just saying there. Yeah, no changes for next week's team. It's going to be this one. I'm sorry if you don't like that, but because I've got to get all these recorded and edited all quickly, I don't have time. But right, this battle then: Blaziken, Tapu Lele, Cloyster, Metagross, Landorus, and Tapu Koko. Now this is what you call a powerful team. Now he actually only has 1 switch into Earthquake, which is quite interesting. His team is extremely fast, which basically tells me, Matt, you need to run Trick Room here. You really need to run Trick Room. Now, I could see him wanting to lead with the Tapu Koko, so I'm going to go ahead and lead with Rhyperior. I have Slowbro in the back. And to be honest, I don't really know how to go for the last Pokemon. I'm thinking maybe Heracross. Do we go Heracross? I think so. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think that's a smart move. Actually, Mega Metagross was the thing that we struggled with. That's the thing that rips through his team, because we came across it in the other episode, didn't we? So... This will be tough. This will be tough. I'm going to need to set up a Trick Room. I've just leveled with Rhyperior, like I say, predicting the Tapu Koko lead. Just to give us, a nice little type advantage straight off. So, leading with the Rhyperior. It is going to be the Tapu Koko leading. Now, I can almost guarantee he's going out into Landorus. There is no reason he would not go into Landorus here. And then he probably U-turns with Landorus, but I'm not going to make any predictions. I'm just going to go straight for an Earthquake, I think. Yeah, let's just go straight for it. Earthquake away. I don't like making predictions first time. Oh, we're going to see a U-turn, so it's a physical Tapu Koko. Obviously going for a U-turn, maybe thinking that I might end up going into Slowbro. So Landorus should come in now. Very interesting. Physical Tapu Koko. Okay. Metagross is coming in. What was that switching? What was that switching by my opponent? That was the most ridiculous switching. Cloyster's gonna come in. I mean, Cloyster, I think after 1 Shell Smash probably doesn't actually take out my my Slowbro. So I'm gonna go into Slowbro this turn on the Shell Smash. What the hell was that switching? I have got no idea. That was mental. Out into Slowbro then on the Shell Smash. That made no sense to me whatsoever. I do not understand that play. Let's go for the Trick Room here, predicting a second Shell Smash. Not predicting a second Shell Smash. Predicting him to not knock us out with the Shell Smash boost. Trick Room, yeah, let's go for it. Cloyster can't really do much to Slowbro. We are going to see a second Shell Smash. Okay then. I mean, I'm okay with this. It doesn't really change anything for me. I can hear my dad getting, so I'm going to be back in a second. I'm just going to go and close the door. Cool, we're back. So the second Shell Smash has gone off. I'm actually just going to go ahead and use my Hydro Vortex Z move. And just do a giant amount of damage to this Cloyster. He's at -2 special defense. So this will do a massive amount of damage. Absolutely huge. And now Poppy wants to go, don't you? Now you want to go there. You're going to make me stand up again. Got all the professionalism. Go on then, out you go. Right, so we are going to see the Rock Blast. It's doing no damage. It's literally doing nothing. This is ridiculous. Slowbro, why are you such a tank? This is actually quite bad. Because what it's doing is it's running down turns of Trick Room that I kind of want live. So I will knock out the Scald. Although to be fair, he's only left with Tapu Koko. It's pretty much the game over. He's switching out, that's fine. He's going to lose a Shell Smash boost. This is absolutely fine by me. Like, Slowbro is absolutely running through this team.
A shell to bite your tail, and then you become a Slowbro. That's a dopey evolution.
It's ridiculous. This is insane. Slowbro is just being incredible. I'm actually just going to go ahead and switch out into Rhyperior here. Keep Slowbro around. Use it as Death Fodder if I need to. He'll probably go for the electric type attack, or he might just U-turn. Either way, I'm happy. So he's just going to go for U-turn. That's fine. Honestly, it's fine. I mean, we know Tapu Koko really can't do much. The most Koko is doing to us is a Steel Wing, and there is no way that is knocking out Rhyperior from that range of HP. The Cloyster comes in. Oh, now Poppy's barking. Of course she is. Right, the Cloyster just come in though. And I'm going to predict him to... You know what, he could actually go for a Shell Smash here. That is something he could do. And that would be really bad. Do you mind? He could go for a Shell Smash here, so... I'm just going to stay in and go for a Thunder Punch, I think. Why would I Thunder Punch when I can Earthquake? It's just Earthquake. Let's just go for the Earthquake. So... Oh, Trick Room's still active. Oh, okay, that's handy. That's handy. So, Cloyster's going to go down. Twisted Dimensions return to normal. And Tapu Koko comes in. Okay, this is game over. This is surely game over from this stage. Tapu Koko, I mean, the problem is, for him, he doesn't even know what I've got in my last slot. Because all I've been doing is switching up between Rhyperior and Slowbro. So he really has no idea. He's probably going to forfeit. Unless he just lets me get this Earthquake off. It truly is game over. There is the forfeit. That is 2 wins for this episode. Going into the 3rd and final episode. Feeling very, very confident. Feeling very, very confident. I'm really sorry if we can hear the background noise. Because there's people talking. And it's really annoying. Because the mic sometimes picks it up. Sometimes picks it up. And I was told that we were having no visitors today, which is why I flipping wanted to record now. But no, apparently there's always visitors. Or at least there has been for the last flipping week. Honestly, it's been a nightmare. It's been an absolute nightmare. We just constantly have people around. It's so difficult to record. It's honestly so difficult to record. But you know what? The videos have got to go out. So, managed to bring up our win-losses ratio back to even. And this man coming from Osaka is going to be running the Type Null, Entei, Alakazam, Garchomp, Zoroark, and Aegislash. Very, very interesting team. His team is pretty fast, bar the Aegislash. And Type Null's not too quick either, I don't think. But I think what we're going to do is lead with Ninetales. We're going to have Garchomp in the back. And I think Rhyperior is going to have to be the Mon. No, actually, he's got normal types. But I think Garchomp, Heracross, and Ninetales will probably be up to date. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I mean, you got Heracross with his fighting type to deal with the Type Null, to deal with the Zoroark. You got Pin Missile for Alakazam, Rock Blast for Entei, and then Garchomp can Earthquake everything on that field. He's got no switches into it. He's got nothing immune to ground. And then Ninetales, of course, can set up the Aurora Veil to make it so that we're limiting the damage. Ninetales also deals with the Garchomp. Can also hit... No, yeah, Ninetales just deals with the Garchomp, basically. So I'm happy with that trio. That trio should be enough. I do like bulkier teams. It just allows you so much more flexibility. Because if you've got something so frail in 3v3, it's really difficult to find the right time to switch it in. And, yeah, I mean, Tapu Koko gets used a lot, but it's not really frail. Like, things like Weavile I find are really difficult to use. Alakazam, quite difficult to use unless you're leading with it. But it is going to be the lead. And my question is, are we about to get absolutely smashed by this thing? Because it's probably Mega Alakazam. Oh, actually, I'll tell you what, it's probably Zoroark. It's most likely Zoroark. So that means we know he's got the Alakazam, if it is Zoroark. We'll be able to tell by whatever attack he goes for here. If he switches out, it'll be Zoroark. If he goes for Focus Blast, we won't know which it is. So, we would know what it is at the end of next turn if he stays in, because we'll see if he's taking hail damage or not. Ninetales goes for the Aurora Veil. Ninetales actually going first. I believe Alakazam would outspeed Ninetales if it is the normal... Oh, he's gone for Trick. Well, we've already got the Aurora Veil off, so that doesn't matter. What's he giving us? Bruh. I've got a Specs Ninetales. Well, it's the real Alakazam, but this is power. It's 8 turns of Aurora Veil. We have a Specs Ninetales. Oh my lord. Alright then. Mate, let's start blasting off some Moon Blasts. Woohoo! This is good. This could end up being monstrous. The type Null comes in. It's not going to take this very well at all. Mate, what? I mean, Ninetales has base 109 speed with 81 special attack. That thing ate it like a truck. That is a Violite if I've ever seen it. Probably a good time to bring in Heracross. But Specs Ninetales could be very threatening to my opponent. And we saw Ninetales actually outspeeding the Alakazam, which I thought was very, very interesting. Not entirely sure why that is. I mean, Alakazam was base what? 120, yeah, that shouldn't have happened. It's not max speed Alakazam. I wonder if we change it to a modest nature. So it's probably a modest Alakazam, which is very, very good information. Oh, we're going to see a rest come out from the type now. Okay. I mean, I'm fine with this, but I'm going to go for a Mega Evolution. Just going to hit this thing with a nice, powerful close combat. Probably knocks it out. Alakazam won't take a close combat particularly well. And it looks like he's just going to stay in to try and take it. And I'm sorry, mate, but you're going to lose your type Null here because there is absolutely no way in hell you are living this hit. Not a chance. We're going to see the Sleep Talk. And he's gone for...
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Oh, you are kidding me. What the hell is this set? What is this set? What? No. You're not doing this to me. Okay, well, I'm just going to stay in with Garchomp and then click Earthquake, because he's got no switches into it, so... I'm fine with just sitting here and clicking Earthquake. This type Null thing looks really annoying. And I'm going to need to be able to... I wonder if it's just Rest, Sleep, Talk, Raw. If it is, that is so scummy. And I'm just going to have to try and get really lucky. That does nothing! What is this? What the hell is this thing? Rest. Okay, that's good. That's good at least. But this means he's going to rest next turn. Okay. If he's going to rest next turn, then this is the turn... Oh, wait, I can just lock him into... Right. So, my thing here... Ninetales is Choice Specs. Which means, once we use Encore... we kind of can't really switch up our moves. So what I'm going to do is bring Ninetales in this turn, set up the Hail, do whatever. I'm expecting a rest here. Toxic. Well, that's fine. I've got no problems with that whatsoever. We're going to lock him into Toxic. But at the end of the day, Garchomp is the win condition here, not Heracross. Garchomp is what's going to be able to come in late game and clean everything up with Earthquakes. So let's bring in Ninetales and go for the Encore. This is going to stop him from going for Rest. And it will, of course, knock him into Toxic. He might predict the switch, actually. He might predict it. He's taking some time. So we are able to get the Encore off to stop his annoying shenanigans. And of course forcing him into a Toxic that he doesn't particularly want to go for. What I am just going to quickly look up is a Mega Heracross' close combat on an Alakazam. Because I want to see how much damage this is doing. So close combat is actually a knockout on Alakazam, which is great information. So let's go into Heracross then. We've got, I think, 2 more turns of Encore. So bring in Heracross, then 1 more turn, and we can take him out next turn with a close combat. And now he's seen Encore, he's going to realise, okay, this type Null is going to be a serious problem for myself. And he actually goes to Alakazam now. Which isn't ideal. Because it can knock me out with a Psychic. And Aurora Veil's down. Well, I'm going to have to sack off Ninetales here, aren't I? Yeah, I don't have a choice. I'm going to have to sack off Ninetales. My opponent's actually playing very, very well. It's a damn annoying set on that type Null. But obviously if you've got Taunt, you can just shut it down straight away. Let's bring in Ninetales then. Take the Psychic, not very well. Flamethrower. Oh, okay, this is Zoroark. This is Zoroark. And we actually live the hit. Now, if Ninetales can live the poison here, which we do, I can actually set up another Aurora Veil. Which is amazing. Or I can try and take it out. But I think what I'm going to do... Actually, I'm going to see how much damage a Garchomp Earthquake will do to Alakazam. Garchomp, Jolly, Earthquake. It's almost a straight knockout. Nearly. Do I set up Aurora Veil? Or do I just go ahead and knock it out? I think I'm going to Aurora Veil. Because this way he might be running Sucker Punch as well. Okay, he's not running Sucker Punch. That's fair enough. And what are we going to see from the Zoroark then? We can see a trick. So he's going to... I didn't even realize Zoroark got a trick. Because the Alakazam hasn't been damaged yet. So he's taking back the choice specs. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Just doing more calcs just to see how much an Earthquake will do to this thing. Not quite enough to knock it out. But we have got an Aurora Veil up, and a Choice Specs Flamethrower will not knock out Heracross. But I am terrified of the Alakazam. Absolutely terrified of it. And the type Null could end up being a real problem as well. So let's go for a close combat. Like I say, we will take a Flamethrower without too much of an issue. I actually have no idea Zoroark learned Trick, which is why I thought that this was the real Alakazam, but obviously it's not. Unless they're both running Trick, which would be interesting. So it's going to go for the Flamethrower. We should live this. Oh yeah, we're living that comfortably. And a close combat. Close combat, I shouldn't have really done that. I should have went for a Pin Missile instead, really. But it was just in case you wanted to switch out into the... I guess the type Null. Zoroark going to go down. See, really here, I want him to go into type Null, but that won't happen. So the real Alakazam has entered. We won't take a Psychic. We won't. But maybe we can... See, I'm hoping here he's going to go for a Carmine and predict me to switch. I don't think he will, though. I don't even know if Scarf Garchomp will outspeed a Mega Alakazam. I would think it can, but Mega Alakazam is incredibly fast. Okay, yeah, we will. But Earthquake's not a guaranteed knockout, so we're gonna have to live a hit. And even then, we're gonna then have to beat the type Null, which just does not take much damage to actually defeat Outrage when it knocks this thing out, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. Outrage is a guaranteed knockout, so we're going to go for that. And we will outspeed it. Unless my maths is just completely wrong. If he switches out here and we get 3-turn outrage, it's game over. And that's what I'm really hoping for. But I don't get very lucky with outrages generally. So let's go for the outrage. That'll be a knockout onto Alakazam, as we all knew. The Type Null is going to come back in. So this is a really, really strategic battle. And I quite enjoy this. I'm not... Obviously, I'll be disappointed if I lose, but my opponent's actually playing very, very well. Now, whether or not we can knock this thing out with an outrage, I have no idea. But he will go for a rest this turn. And we have to knock it out, otherwise it's probably game over. I need to knock this thing out. Garchomp, please. This thing. Oh my... Oh, he went for Toxic. Oh, that's the biggest mistake he could have made. That's the biggest mistake he could have made. He's gone for Toxic. If we have a 3-turn outrage, which it looks like we do, it's game over. The Aurora Veil wears off. My opponent making a huge mistake there and not going for a rest. He really should have done. Outrage finishes up the game. That's 3 for 3 for us. A really close battle there by my opponent with some really interesting strategies, actually. We got a little bit lucky towards the end thanks to 3-turn outrage and him going for the Toxic, but what a battle! What a battle. I know there wasn't too much excitement to it, but it was a very good battle, to be fair. And my opponent bought some interesting things. The Mega Alakazam, the Zoroark, kind of tricking me there by tricking the choice specs. Something I should have thought about was the Alakazam most likely being the Mega, and so it wouldn't be running Trick with choice specs, which I've now only just thought about. But obviously some people do just run Trick choice specs Alakazam anyway, if they want to. It is a thing. Remember to comment the question of the day in the comments, guys, and just to round up the episode, no streams next week. I'll be back Sunday. I've just changed my phone contract, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get 4G out in France, so I can hopefully update you on social media and stuff and talk about it. We'll be posting to Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, stuff like that, so make sure you check the links in the description. I know I don't put my Snapchat and stuff around, but my Snapchat's MattManectric. Everything on social media is MattManectric with no spaces, and spell Manectric right, because I swear no one can ever bloody spell it right. There is 2 C's in Manectric, okay? No, everyone misses out the first one. And I will see you for next week's first episode with exactly the same team, guys. I apologise, but that's the way it's going to have to be. Hopefully you're enjoying this team, though, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.